send me an email, you're too expensive, or call me in 3 or 6 months from now. Those are the most common objections that you might find within a cold calling. And that's exactly what you're going to learn in this video, how to use that's why I called framework in order to disarm every single objection when you're doing your cold calling, and how to use them, how to apply it with the right tactical frameworks and word-by-word sentence that you should use right away. Before jumping into that, if you're not subscribed yet, make sure that you do that directly in the video, and all the information and all the assets for this video will be in the description. The one that I love the most, it's objection number 4, but right now I'm going to show you the 5 top most common objections and how to deal with them. So as you can see here, remember, cold calling objections don't kill deals. The way you react to them is exactly why you are having that rejection in the first place. Every time you answer an objection, you lose control. Every time that you are saying yes to whatever they are saying on the other side of the phone, you are making them become more powerful. But what you need to do is use that's why I call framework. Top performers use it to perform better, to close more deals, to book more meetings, and to avoid every single objection. And this is exactly what you're going to learn right now. So we have 5 objections. And in this chart, I will show you step by step what are the things that you need to avoid and what are the things that are good in order to use, say, and how they will impact your performance. So the 5 more common objections are: send me an email, we already have a solution, we don't need it right now, call me in 6 months, or you are too expensive. Let's go one by one. Send me an email. What you don't have to say, and this will kill immediately and will create some friction within you and the prospect, is sure, I will send you an email and we can talk later about it. Why this is important? Because when you are doing that, most likely what is going to happen is that they will never reach out to you again. They will never get back to you on that email. And once you are calling them back, they will never reply. Because the send me an email, most likely that means that they are not interested and they are brushing you off. The good way to do that is basically applying the strategy and applying the framework and saying something like, hey, I totally get that. Actually, that's why I called. Most people I send emails to never get the context behind it and it ends up being ignored. Mind if I take 30 seconds to explain why I reach out, and then we can define what to put in that email that I will share with you? This basically earns time instead of losing it, and disarm the objection to understand if they are brushing you off, or most likely if they want to understand what's about, and from there move the conversation forward. Remember, you are not saying yes to what they are going to say to you. You are saying, okay, I can do that, but before we do that, I need to understand what's happening behind the scenes in order for me to craft the best email for you. Next one, we already have a solution in place. Most likely, top sellers are using the framework. But if you're saying something like, great, we are better because this, and that, and you are at some point even bad-mouthing your competitor, you are lost automatically because they already have a solution. So what you have to do is exactly using the framework. And here is how it works. Actually, that's why I call. Most team I speak to already have something in place. The real issue is understanding how much impact is actually driving. Out of curiosity, how are you measuring if it's really working? So this will make them think about the outcome. You're shifting from a tool, from a solution in place, to a potential result, to a desired outcome, and this is how they will start talking about it. Another way of asking and reframing this question could be, that's amazing, actually, that's why I called. You first disarm the objection, and then you say, hey, you know what, most teams I speak with, they already have something in place, as you're telling me. But if you could rank your solution from 1 to 10, being 1 completely unhappy and 10 completely happy, where would you rank them? And you shut up. Why this is powerful? Because basically they will say somewhere between 7 to 8. They will never give a 10 to the solution, and they will never give a 1 unless something happened. So when they give you the number, you can say, okay, so what would it take to go from that 7 or 8 point that you're giving to a 10? What's missing? And that's how you connect your solution to potential that gap. Third, objection. We don't need it right now. Okay, no problem. Wrong way to say it. You don't have to assume. You don't have to say yes to whatever they are saying. You need to disarm. You need to peel the onion. You need to move forward towards understanding what's happening behind the scenes. So the good way to say this and to handle this objection is, actually, that's why I call. Most teams don't feel they need it until something breaks or targets are missed. This is how you use the cost of inaction or the cost of opportunity, basically making them feel that they understand that the status quo could change in any moment. So, just so I understand, what would need to happen internally for this to become a priority? And what you're pointing them here, it's, hey, maybe you don't need it right now, but I need to understand what's happening and how you are going through this specific process that your solution can solve, in order for me to understand if I can have an angle of attack in order to share my solution. But instead of just saying, hey, no problem, I can call you later, or you let me know when this will be a good moment, you are digging deeper and you are trying to uncovering what's happening behind. You are basically creating some sense of urgency, and that's exactly what we want in this case. There's another one, number 4, that I love it. And this happens more often than not. You pick up the phone, someone is speaking up on the other side, they don't want to speak with you, they don't have any clue of what you're calling, and all of a sudden you're trying to pitch them. So they say, hey, call me in 3 months, call me in 6 months, it's the end of the year, we are at the end of the quarter, we are defining budget, it's not important for us, so call me later. What will happen usually is that we'll say, no worries, I will send an email and then I will follow up and see how can we move forward from there. You know what is going to happen later? Crickets. No one will reply to you. So the way to handle this objection, it's something like this. Actually, that's why I call. Usually when someone says 6 months, it's because something specific needs to change internally. What's happening between now and then that would make this more relevant at that point? So what you're doing is bringing the future into the present. You're actually challenging them to think, hey, why right now is not the right time, but in 3 or 6 months will be? What will happen in 6 months from now? What is the reason you are telling me this? And you are disarming the objection, understanding why they are saying that, and from there, moving forward towards a potential conversation. And lastly, objection number 5, you are too expensive. This is a classic one. So what we always say, and this is the biggest mistake, it's we can make a discount, we are not that expensive, we have pricing plans that can fit your solution, and so on and so forth. And this is exactly what you have to avoid, because you can feel in your voice, and they can feel it more, the fear of losing that deal. They can feel that you start becoming nervous. So what you can say, it's exactly what we were talking about, the framework, apply the strategy. That's fair, no problem. Actually, that's why I call, just so I understand. Is it too expensive compared to another option, to another solution, or does it feel like the value isn't clear yet, right? And this exactly helps you to separate the price versus value. If you just go down to price, this will become a price war conversation. And what you want to avoid is exactly that. The only thing that you want here is to connect the dots between, okay, why you are perceiving this solution as expensive. It's a value thing, or it's something that you're comparing to. And from there, we keep the conversation going. At the end of the day, this strategy is designed for you to have the most powerful handling objection strategy that will help you to have the highest conversion ever when you are jumping into your cold calling power hours or blocks. And this is exactly how you are going to apply it, using that's why I call framework. Remember, how you handle, how you disarm, and how you take over an objection can make or break your results within cold calls, because no one is waiting for your call. No one is willing for you to interrupt their day and try to pitch and sell something. No one likes to be sold. So this is exactly why we are applying this kind of psychological techniques. Go apply it yourself. If you have any other strategy or framework that you're applying right now, leave it in the comments. I would love to learn about it. Again, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I will share more and new topics and tactical tips in the next videos. So without further ado, see you in the next one.